Welcome back to full second time, by the way. France 0, Portugal 0. But while we're waiting for the second half to reconvene, folks, let me tell you a little bit about what we've got lined up on the YouTube channel next season. Of course, we've got for the next month or so. Hopefully FIFA will come back. We're still with a new career mode. I might reconsider Newcastle yet for the career mode, and I might do a straw poll vote and see what we might do is a vote in the next couple of days, just to let you know, because we've got a lot more subscribers now subscribing. So if you're a fan of FIFA and you want me to do a team other than Burnley, because I'm not so keen on the Newcastle career mode now and I've not had time to really edit it all together, so FIFA 16 career mode, or maybe you want me to wait until maybe FIFA 17 comes out in late September, let me know in the comments for the second half, and we'll do that for you. Also next season we'll be back with the domestic coverage of Premier League games. Only one live Burnley game, as everyone knows. We will be, unless I'm going to the game, there will be full match commentary of every Burnley game. Not all of them live, there will be delayed commentaries. And also this next month we'll do some throwback games. The last 2 or 3 seasons that Burnley have been playing football on the Shondyche. Please let me know. From 2003 onwards, let me know which game you'd like. Maybe it's those 2 victories at Ewood Park against Blackburn you might want me to do a throwback game on. Or maybe it was that draw at the Etihad Stadium against Manchester City. Maybe it was that 3-3 thriller at Newcastle on New Year's Day 2015. Or maybe you may want us to commentate on the Aston Villa match at the end of the last season, at the end of the last Premier League season, where we won 1-0 to go out on a real high. And of course there was those wins against Wigan in 2014, and obviously there was the Brighton game as well to look back on as well, where we scored with Michael Keane after we'd been wrong earlier. So let me know. But we will be doing Premier League commentaries. There's the Community Shield to come as well, early next August as well. Plus we'll bring you all the transfer speculation as well. In other sports news as well, in other sporting news as well, been a great day for British sport. Andy Murray won Wimbledon. He won his straight sets today. Against just checking the sports news at the moment. So he won his second Wimbledon title. He beat Milos Raonic in the final 6-4, 7-6, 7-6 to win a third Grand Slam title. And Lewis Hamilton won his 4th British Grand Prix earlier on as France prepared to kick off this second half. Max Verstappen finished 2nd and Nico Rosberg 4th, but Rosberg actually finished 2nd but was demoted to 3rd after an illegal radio transmission. Look into that if you will. Anyway, we're all set to start in the second half. We just had to bring you 1 or 2 of those things that we've got planned after the Euro. We've got possibly 45 minutes to go, possibly maybe a bit longer if it's level after 90 minutes, of course, because if it is level after the end of 90 minutes, we will have extra time, and if it's level after that, we will have penalties. So watch out. We could well be on for a late night tonight. Some 0-0. And we're back with you now for the second period. So a second half. Hopefully that's going to be, let's hope it's a lot more memorable than what we saw in the first half. And already another player down injured. Let's go through the 11 for you. There has been a change up just been one change from the first half, of course. Ronaldo was taken off halfway through the first half. He's been replaced by Quaresma. Nani's just picked up an injury as well. Free kick for Portugal, meanwhile, has just been taken and it's back again. So it's been, well, with Ronaldo gone, there's been a lot of quality lost from the game. And it was a feeble first half. There was a couple of half chances for one either side, but Griezmann coming closer, spotting the best out of Patricio. But really, the game has not been a great spectacle, although referee Cottenberg in fairness has tried to let it go as much as he can, it's fair to say. So at this moment in time, it's the only player to have received a yellow card is at least Cedric after 34 minutes. Ronaldo was taken off, as I say, halfway through the first half, the 25th minute, and unfortunately Ronaldo lost the sound then, but I couldn't bring it to you live. But we that's a foul there on Pepe. He was one of the biggest play actors in the business. I've seen him so many times do it in the El Clasico games for Real Madrid and in the Real Madrid Barcelona games. He is the biggest play actor of the lot, but always certainly Sergio Busquets as far as the Spanish game is concerned. But the referee, well, it's a little hack there. I think Pepe makes a little bit more of it than it needs to be. It's a free kick, but nothing more. I think the theatrics is trying to get the man booked, really. And this was the danger of having Portugal in the final. They haven't played their best football. They have looked absolutely dire. I think they've been playing some dire football. Yes, they had that 3-3 draw, but really they haven't set the world alight. They've been involved in some very, very dire games in this tournament. And it would have been great if Wales had got through, but unfortunately it's not to be. But let's hope. We're not going to. I know the first half was speed, but I know there's a lot of flying moths out there down on pitch level, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse. They're human beings. They should be used to all this substances. I mean, this is a game of football. If they can. To be fair, the goalkeepers have not really been too troubled by the moths. But I'm not going to. I mean, if anyone tries to use a moth as an excuse for a poor display in the first half, then they're sadly mistaken. And this is from both sides. Ball played forward towards Nani, and Koscielny does well to come across and cover for our level with the French penalty area to Portugal. Looking to come forward at every opportunity, crossing from the far side from Cedric, but it's not going to reach anybody waiting in the middle. Rafael gets the ball back. That's Guerrero to you and me, but here's Rafael now. We're going to use his name on the back of his shirt, and we're also going to use Adrien as well on the back of his shirt, although his second name is Silva. And another throw to France, conceded by Rafael. So no change for France. Same 11 has started, and of course the one change that came in the 25th minute, Ronaldo, the captain, replaced, and in his place came Ricardo Quaresma, who hasn't really had a chance to get into the game thus far. Coming up towards 5 minutes gone in the second half of Euro 2016, the final, and no goals at the moment to bring you right now, but hopefully this final will pep up as far as this game is concerned, as Sissoko now makes the break. Over to the far side, and Dimitri Payet, no real opportunities from him for a set play at the moment. Now he gets the ball back. Now a chance for Sandia on the far side. He'll motor forward. Payet gets it now, almost central of the D. Runs into a very good position, and he thought he was taken out, but the referee wasn't interested. It was a good tackle, to be fair. It was a pretty good tackle. Decent tackle. Well, if only we knew what was causing this final to be played at a very feeble level. I don't know. I mean, is there a fear for either one of these teams that one mistake could cost them the trophy? I know there's a lot at stake. It's a European final, but let's have a better, entertaining game. There's fans from both sides who have paid an absolute fortune for this final, and they're not getting their money's worth. Here's Dimitri Payet now. Dimitri Payet, I thought he was pushed there by Sanchez, but he's tried to stay true to himself there, Payet, and keep on his feet. In the end, he ran into traffic. Maybe he should have just played for the foul, maybe, because it looked a blatant push there by Sanchez. Ball played in towards Nani. Nani turns. Between there, nicks the ball away. Now a chance now for France to try and get an attack going here. 0-0, 50 minutes gone. 5 minutes gone in the second half. As Between turns and he finds Pogba. Pogba's taken out, and that's got to be a free kick. It's Elka Robber, and it's going to be a free kick too. France, silly challenge there by Danny. But referee just saying, come on, let's know your card, let's play on, lads. Let's try and get a game out of this. I have to say, referee Mark Gottenberg has refereed it with a great deal of common sense, and I will not have any criticism of this referee at all. He referees big games week in, week out in the Premier League and in Europe, and he did a marvellous job, I thought, in the European Cup finals. That ball comes in from the far side, and Pepe has to get that away, near side rather, from Sissoko. And it's back to another corner then to France. They've had plenty of those, but they do have some very good set piece specialists in their side. Koscielny's come forward from the back. Griezmann's there too. Real opportunity for Les Blues to get themselves a goal here. Griezmann, who's on 6 goals, will take the corner from the near side. Patricio coming for it, didn't get it. Got it second time of asking. There was actually a foul on him, so a free kick has been given to the Portuguese. There was I think an arm used by neither Giroud and Pogba. He was going up against them two, but that was good. I think that was good solid goalkeeping. Yeah, he took a whack from Paul Pogba there from behind, so it was a free kick. 0-0. And unfortunately, this well, as well as the first half, the second half hasn't really come to life as much as an open game of attacking football. It could be anything. Could be any number of reasons as to why it's been a dire match so far. Finals usually are in the international level. There's a lot riding on this final. Let's not forget, France have got the whole nation on their shoulders. Didier Deschamps sat on the bench there, but I still would make them very big favourites, and I would like France to win because of the terrible happenings that have been going on in that country for 12 months, the terror attacks and so on, and brought the country to brought the country to its knees, and a win here, and this would really bring stability. The Tour de France is going on. That's another good event as Payet sends that in. Giroud just couldn't grow enough. Ball comes out to Pogba, who strikes it from almost 40 metres, and he didn't strike it too far over the crossbar. Caught it well, I thought, with his right foot. Maybe into pushing there, maybe by Fonts. I think it was more using his strength from Pogba then. Well, he hit it through, but maybe it went a bit further up than I thought it might have done. Goal kick to Portugal nonetheless. And if anyone's listening, let me know what you think so far of the game. Has it been a good game or a poor game? I think it's not really come to life as a contest as yet. We've played almost 55 minutes. Let me know in the comments to the right. I will be able to read them, so don't worry. Put a comment up, we will be able to read it, so I will be able to see the comments being made, so I will see them and I will mention you, whoever comes out, but make sure that there's no swear words and there's no, let's keep it as a family show. Okay, folks? I always enjoy the interaction. Maybe that might be what we might need to keep entertaining. It certainly kept me entertained for the last 10 minutes of what was really a feeble first half from a game point of view. Nothing. I think Mark Gottenberg's done a good job as referee at the moment. Here's Font now, and it's just, I think Portugal now, with their big name player gone, maybe now think, well, we don't want to make a mistake. Let's just play conservatives. Let's play a little negative, maybe, and let's keep frustrate France at every opportunity. Conservatives, let's play a little negative, baby, and let's keep frustrate France at every opportunity. And at the moment, it's now a chance here for Mario to Rafael, far side. Rafael into us. Mario, good cross, and Manny was waiting in the centre, and Umtiti, who actually has had a magnificent last couple of games, made another important intervention inside his own 6-yard area with, Nani wasn't putting him under any great deal of pressure, but it was a dangerous looking cross there. Quaresma to take the corner from the near side. Now, are we going to see a goal in this final? Fonzie's up from the back. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Quaresma with his right foot into the 6-yard box, but it's an easy header away, and still we await the breakthrough in Paris. If it lands level, we will have extra time. It's not been a great final. I'm sorry for it, listeners, if you think this has been an absolute ball fest. I can only commentate on what I see at the moment, and unfortunately I'm not seeing any good entertaining football by either side, which is a shame really. Both teams really cancelled each other out, and it's been a real blow. Not been the greatest of 10 minutes of the first 10 minutes of the second half. It's been a disappointing match. Not so disappointing at Wimbledon today when Andy Murray won his straight sets to win his second Wimbledon singles title. Also in the wheelchair event, Gordon Reid became the inaugural men's singles wheelchair champion. I watched a bit of that game this morning. It was a marvellous performance, and it's good to see the wheelchair guys getting the exposure that deserves, the less able-bodied athletes getting the recognition they deserve. They've done really well. So we're going to see a French change. 57 minutes gone, and well, that is a major surprise. Dimitri Payet has been taken off, which I'm very perplexed about, because I think he's a very good player and I think you should have kept him on. Let me know in the comments below about that one. But Kingsley Coman is a very adaptable player himself, but Dimitri Payet being substituted, let me know in the comments section right on the right hand side, and tell me what you think. I'd like to hear your interaction about certain things in the game. No, but unfortunately it's not been a fantastic watch, I'm afraid, and you know, it's like after the Lord Mayor's show this final. It really is. It's not been the most exhilarating 57 minutes I've seen in this tournament. Here's Coman with his first touch midway inside the half. Now this is a better ball. Griezmann shoots. That's better. Straight in the arms of the goalkeeper. Now that was better football. And Coman really making a little bit more of an impact as a substitute. Left-footed shot. They got a little nick on it, which in the end favoured the goalkeeper. But that was better. Marginally better. Coming up towards an hour gone. Remember, if it's level after extra time, if it's level after 90 minutes, sorry, we'll have extra time, and if it's level after that, then more often than not we'll have penalties, and it would be a bit of a shame if we were to have a bad final and then we ended up having to decide it all on penalties. And maybe it's going to be decided, unfortunately, by the one goal. We wanted a goal fest tonight. I mean, usually we've got an exciting FA Cup final, we've got a pretty exciting Champions League final in club football, but when it's an international final, it's an absolute total atmosphere. And we've only commentated out of 19 previous commentary games, we've commentated on only 2 0-0s, which tells you a little something that we've had goals in the commentary games. And they were successive 0-0 draws, so the last thing we wanted at final is a 0-0 draw. I haven't really enjoyed this as much as I was looking forward to this game, and it's been a real massive disappointment. Now then, Sagna to take the throne. The Manchester City man, formerly of Arsenal of course, to Pogba. Pogba now inside his own half, plays it to Titi, who's had a fantastic last couple of games, and he's made some important interceptions at the back. Coleman now takes the ball, asked a little bit much there of Evra going forward, and in the end a throw it is to Portugal level in their own penalty area. We've now exactly played 1 hour this UEFA 2016 Grand Final in Paris, and it's 0-0. And it's not exactly been a grand final, has it? In terms of spectacle and one thing or another, unfortunately. A real disappointing final. And I've got to be honest. A lot of people, I'm surprised no one's commenting at the moment on the way the game is going at the moment. It's, as things stand, we could be half an hour away from extra time, folks. And to be honest with you, I mean, a lot of people would probably just fall asleep to this. Unfortunately, I can only commentate on what I see. So if people start commenting with words boring and and all that, make sure it's aimed at the players and not at the commentator. This commentator is trying to make it as exciting and as probably and as attractive as I possibly can, as it possibly can. But unfortunately, when you've got 22 players cancelling each other out, it's pretty difficult, and there's nothing you can do about that. Throw of Portugal rather, almost over with the French penalty area. Raphael took it, then the ball was cleared back to him, but he miscontrolled it. Giroud was trying to hold it up there for France, midway inside his own half, which is a little bit of a dangerous thing to do. Quaresma knocks it out to the far side. Now this will give Cedric a chance to get a ball in from the far side. It does, and it's a good cross, but good header one there by Paul Pogba. Apparently the subject now of an impending £100 million transfer to Manchester United, the first £100 million player potentially, and the second yellow card of the game for a foul on, I think, Olivier Giroud is to Joao Mario. A real hack there. The referee was left with no other choice but to get him in the book. I think that was a correct decision by Mr. Kattenberg, who hails, of course, from England, County Durham in the North East. Big football hotbed up there with the likes of Newcastle and Sunderland and all that jazz. Of course, another fellow referee, Michael Ober, doesn't live too far up the road there. He's from County Durham as well. And here's Herrera trying to get the cross in, and a corner kick to France, who have got no Dimitri Payet to go on, so it's going to be Griezmann, who you think, taking all the set pieces now from here on in. So, will we be able to get a second half to remember? We've got half an hour to go. Will it be a better second half? Griezmann sends the corner in. It's not a particularly good corner. Coleman will try the shot. The substitute, charged down by the wall of Portuguese red shirts. Griezmann will try a second time. Cuts it in there towards Giroud, and Giroud tries to flick the ball back. He has to flick it back to halfway and to Umtiti. And Umtiti has Pogba nearby. And it's back to Hugo Lloris down the left-hand end of the ground. Portugal attacking the goal to our left. France to the right in the second half. Both wearing their traditional strips. One ball looking towards Coleman, but it's Rui Patricio's all the way. Absolute diabolical game of football right now, coming up towards 65 minutes. Played 63.5 minutes, and unfortunately, apart from the one chance in the first half on Griezmann that brought the best out of Patricio, and obviously the Ronaldo injury, we haven't really seen anything else to really tell you about, really. I mean, my log, my match notes is almost threadbare. There's been nothing there. There's been plenty of corners won, plenty of free kicks, but nothing really to set the Jesus flowing in this final to make it sound like a final to remember. Unfortunately, that's how it's been. I don't know whether it's tiredness that's crept up. I mean, it was a sterling effort that the French put in against the Germans on Thursday night. Now, I think that both semi-finals should have been played on Tuesday and Wednesday to give them a little bit more than 3 or 4 days to recover. Ball played in towards the penalty area, towards Griezmann, and it will come out here to Sissoko now from Sagna, and he gets it back to Sagna to Sissoko. First time cross headed out. Not too shabbily there. Not under any great pressure there. Was the defender there. Mario. Ball over towards Coleman now on the far side. 65 minutes gone. Coming up towards the halfway mark of the second half. Griezmann with a header. Oh, he should have scored. Inside the 6-yard area. Griezmann is on 6 goals for the tournament. Should have made it 7 goals for the tournament and should have put the French ahead. Kingsley Coman with a wonderful crossing from the left hand side, and Griezmann got away from his marker there, which was Raphael, and he should have scored and headed it about an inch or two over the bar, to the dismay of Didier Deschamps. Best chance of the second half. It's come 20 minutes in, and it's that man again, Antonio Griezmann, and there's going to be a substitution being made. Martinho is going to replace Adrien Silva. So more changes being lined up here as we attempt to try and kickstart what's been an absolutely disgraceful final as far as the football's been concerned. If anyone's listening, please comment, tell me your thoughts on this 66 minutes that's preceded it. How you think the game's going so far? I think it's been a poor game of football, and we've had literally 2 chances in the whole game, and they've both come from the head of Griezmann. One that's been superbly tipped over in the first half from Patricio, and just one then when he headed it over from 6 yards when he should have scored, really dead central of the goal. And in the end, it's been a poor game, unfortunately, and it's a shame this game. I mean, one thing it doesn't deserve now is a poor game. You need the atmosphere. Let's see if we can have a good 25 minutes. Coman with a shot, and France are starting to make 1 or 2 half chances. He's shot from about 25 yards with his right foot. He's shot, well, rather scuffed it wide of target this time, and into the stand it went. I think it might have hit the camera crane, in fact. So a goal kick to Portugal, but France now starting to make 1 or 2 opportunities, which might actually give the game its pecker back, as the goalkeeper kicks forward. 0-0. But France are starting to make something happen. They may be starting to say, look, this game's going through its motions. Let's drag it up by its bootlaces, and let's give the public what they want to see. They haven't had too many troubles in their own fans. Certainly in the semi-finals in Marseille, they played a very good game to beat Germany. They came here they were here last Sunday, and they put in a 5-star performance against the team, against the fairy tale makers from Iceland. Portugal have been far from entertaining compared to France. If you look at the entertainment value, I would give as an entertainment value. I know they've had that 3-3 match with Hungary, but if I was to give out of 5 for entertainment value, I'd give Portugal just 2 as Charisma crosses in. There's nobody in red there gambling. Get somebody in the box there. That's an absolute foul there by Mario, who's got to watch his step, by the way, because another yellow card, and it could turn out to be a red one. And there's actually been only 3 red cards, I think, in the 50 games that have preceded this one in the whole tournament, which is a testament to the referees and how they've wanted to try and keep a full complement of 22 on in each and every game. 0-0. Coming up towards we're past the halfway mark of the second half, and we're now just 22 minutes away. 21 minutes plus stoppage time away. But unless somebody really makes a difference here, we are heading towards, or hurtling in this case, towards extra time and probably a late night, a bit of overtime in the commentary booth. But it's a free kick to France, about 10 yards, 15 yards inside there in the Portuguese half, just to the right. Griezmann will float it in towards that penalty area, and he does. Had enough on it. It was flicked on, in fact, by Umtiti, the centre-back, who come forward, and it was looked away with interest, but back in it goes to Evra towards the edge of the penalty area, where Koscielny, of all people, was challenging now on the edge of the penalty area, but it's scrambled away by Portugal and under no great pressure, and it's 0-0, and Portugal have a throw, and it's Cedric of Southampton to take it. I've been disappointed with Portugal, despite the fact they've lost their best player. That still shouldn't allow them to be. I think they've been dull. I think if you were going to give, I think France out of 5 up until now, I think you've got to give them a 5 just for entertainment value. They've really turned it on when they've had to. Certainly against Iceland and against France, their entertainment, they play with a great deal of swagger. Portugal entertainment value, I give them a 2 out of 5, and the referee as a whole. I think the referee in this final, Mark Cottenberg, has done a fair job. He's trying to let the game flow, he's trying to let the game breathe, but the reluctance is certainly of Portugal trying to actually go out and win it has made the game suffer as a spectacle, I think. At least France have had a go in the last 10 minutes. They've created a good couple, 2 or 3 good opportunities. Now, here's a chance now for Quaresma. He tries to lay the ball in, but the ball runs dead. And a goal kick it is to France as we come up towards 71 minutes. In fact, we've had 71 minutes of this final gone. And Portugal really haven't tested Hugo Lloris whatsoever. And that has been a massive disappointment. I know they had that half chance through Nani, but apart from that, I don't think there's been anything else to write home about from their performance. They've been terrible. At least France have gone out there and tried to have a go. At least they've had a go at trying to get themselves into the lead. And I think that's... And I think you've got to give France a little bit of credit. The onus is on them, of course. They're the host nation and they're under the most pressure. Here's a chance here now for Coleman inside the area. I mean, been put through by Griezmann, but the angle died on him. And the best he could have done with that was to yield a corner, and that's exactly what he's done. Now then, are we going to see an opening goal? We've played 72 minutes of this 2016 European Championship final. It's Griezmann for the corner, and it's in towards the 6-yard box, and I think, who was there? I think it might have been Ever, in fact, inside the 6-yard area. I might have been wrong. Here's Sanchez. Has he kept that ball in? He has. But back came Sissoko. That's not the Sissoko we knew at Newcastle. Very lethargic and wanted only play when he wanted to play. He's been outstanding form in this tournament, and a free kick's been given against Nani. And he's got to watch his mouth, otherwise Mark Cottenberg will have to take serious action. Oh, that's a bad challenge. I'm surprised Cottenberg hadn't pulled him up on the yellow card there. Who was in there? It was... Now then, it was Patrice Evra. I tell you what, if he makes a positive contact on that, that's 1-0. France are making all the running, but it's Portugal I've been the most disappointed with. But out of the two teams, at least France have had a go. At least they've got out and thought, right, we're the hosts, so let's see if we can actually go out there and try and win this game. And that's what they're trying to do. And I think that's, at least they're trying to take the game out of scruff of the deck. The Portuguese, however, I think have been very, very negative. I don't know whether it's Ronaldo going on that's had a massive... Losing Ronaldo, that's had a negative effect. But he's their talisman, and without him in the side, you think it's all set up for France. Coleman is onside, far side, 0-0. Griezmann waits in the penalty area. Now Giroud comes to join him inside the area. Ball back to Evra. Evra there towards Giroud. Giroud wins the header, but can't lay it back towards Griezmann, and it's snucked away by the Portuguese defence. Now it's back with Koscielny now, deep inside his own territory. Now to Pogba. Matuidi rather, and he's got Sagna towards the right hand side, and he chooses to play to Sissoko. Sissoko finds Griezmann. Griezmann around the corner, can't find Sissoko, and Koscielny wins the next ball, and now Griezmann on halfway. He needs to get further up the field, I think. Here's Matuidi, 0-0. Coming up towards a quarter of an hour of the second half to play. If there's no scoring after a quarter of an hour and extra time, which is what we've got left, then we will have an extra half an hour, and if that's the case, we'll do the whole of extra time and possibly penalties on another stream. Ball towards Giroud. Giroud shoots. That's a good effort and a great save down and away to his right there by Patricio. But the danger for Portugal, well, it's over now, but because it's been knocked away by Rafael. But really, Portugal really making themselves look very difficult here. But wait a moment. Here's Mario now on the counter-attack. Portugal got to show a bit of ambition maybe and go and knock France out on the counter-attack. Well, he's had to play the ball back. He didn't have great support. Now Martinho tries to play it to Nani. Nani has to turn. He's got Cedric on the far side. Is the game starting to open up at long last? We've had some encouraging signs in the last sort of 10 minutes. Anybody want to comment? Comment in the below. Comment in the comments. You won't see them on the stream itself because there has been a few changes, but I can see comments coming up to the right of my computer screen, so I'll be able to see it. 0-0. Oh, and we're starting to see a better second half. Can we have a goal to show for it? And at the moment, We haven't heard from Matt in the second half. We haven't heard from Ashley Mottram in the second half. I wonder if Kerry's probably still asleep over in New Zealand. We haven't heard from Brandon yet. Here's a chance now for Raphael. Turns away from the defender on the left-hand side. Gets the crossing. That's better. And City getting back there. Good defending there by him. And once again. And Portugal starting to come into it in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Now Matuidi starts the break on the right, on the left-hand side for France. Maybe both teams now showing a little bit of cutting and a little bit of daring maybe now in the last quarter of an hour. The opening 60 minutes flattered to disappoint. It has started to come alive a bit in the last 15 minutes, and certainly now Portugal in the 76th minute are starting to make 1 or 2 things happen, but you still think the ascendancy is with France, with Coman, who's really made an impression since coming on. Good ball there. Giroud went for it. I think he should have left it there to Griezmann. I think I would have waged inside the area, was better positioned. Here's Sissoko. The second half has started to pick up a little bit. Here is Koscielny from Pogba's pass. Pogba, Robert and Titi. Now a chance here for Evra. And Coman now. Cross was charged down by Nani. No, he appeals for handball. I think rather optimistically, I have to say. So a throw it is to Les Blues, the French. I know we're going to see another change. It looks as if we are. And Olivier Giroud is going to be sacrificed. Worked pretty hard. This was the chance he had with his left foot, and it was great goalkeeping by Patricio, having to dive to his right. It was a very good save. He's been the goalkeeper that's been tested the most, predictably. It's a good shake of the hands from this manager, Didier Deschamps, and Andre Pierre Gignac. Could he be the hero for France? So they've made a change now, another change, the French, and Portugal are going to do the same here. It's going to be number 16, Renato Sanchez, who really hasn't stepped up to the plate. And we're going to see, who we're going to see coming off, Eder, number 9. So Eder will come on to see if he'll, I'm certain he'll partner Nani up front. I think Griezmann might just drop into midfield. I think that could be the key. Partner back from his manager. 78 minutes gone, and so far we've got no goals to bring you in this 2016 European Championship Grand Final in Paris. Now then, can Coman, he looked the more lively since coming on, and has really looked a real threat as Evra now crosses in from the far side, and Sissoko was there. Now what's he giving here? It comes off Sissoko last because it's a goal kick that's been given to Portugal. Indeed it was. It came off Sissoko's knee, right knee. So a goal kick then to Portugal. And unfortunately, it hasn't been the best of watches, I must say. But we've got another 10 minutes, and the game certainly picked up certainly from 65th minute onwards. But now the ball played in. Oh, and the goalkeeper ran on the line, stopped the cross coming in, and then the rebound was hit towards goal, and Lloris had to put that one out the air. That was Nani with the cross from the far side, and I think he meant to cross it. I don't think he meant to shoot. He caught Lloris well and truly off guard almost. And at the other end we had Gignac there breaking. And I don't know who got the second shot in. I think it might have been Mario who had the second goal. And in fact, Mario was being tripped, I think. It was... No, in fact, it was Quaresma with the overhead. And Lloris held on to that one very well. Oh, went very fast there. And Portugal, all of a sudden, this last 4 or 5 minutes, started to create 1 or 2 chances in this second half, which is amazing. And Sadio Umtiti's been booked for that challenge just a moment or two ago on Mario. So a free kick was given. 10 minutes away from extra time, folks. And at the moment, and you'd have to, if you were to put money on what the outcome is after 90 minutes, I think a 0-0 draw would still be favourite, even though there's been a few chances. Just sadly the way the game's gone, but at least the last 10 minutes or so, it's really perked up. I mean, there's still time for a winning goal. Otherwise we've got another half an hour of extra time, and it's the last thing anyone needs right now, extra time. Been a long season, it's been a long tournament. Players are obviously tired. But it's still with a trophy, piece of silverware for both one of these two nations. Shot comes in from almost 35 yards. It was Nani with the shot with his left foot, but it's wide of the target. So this is the foul from City. It was actually on Adair. I think that looks a little harsh now on reflection. I think that's probably the first decision that Mark Cottonburg's possibly got wrong. I think Adair's reactor exploded himself to the ground. Of course he was holding him, but I don't think it was anything malicious. I think that was a bit of a harsh decision maybe from Mr. Cottonburg. To be fair, has refereed the game pretty sensibly. So we won't give him too much criticism. Just a 9 out of 10 so far from the referee, if I was marking him. Which is a lot higher than some of the referees I've given in earlier stages of the tournament. Here's Pogba now for France. 0-0. Sissoko tried to thread that through and he can't, so it's another opportunity to attack the goal breaking down. So France have to rebuild again. Pogba by the centre circle, gets the ball over halfway. Up towards Coleman on the far, Evra on the far side. Gets a deflection off Nani, but it comes off Evra last. 2-1 Manchester United colleagues. Battling over there on the far side. And at the moment, with 82 minutes of the final gone, still no change in the scores. It's blank. And the manager of Portugal, Fernando Santos, can't even look. He's got his head in his hands. Which is quite extraordinary, really. Remember Premier League commentaries? Only live, barely televised games. There's only one at the moment in the first block of fixtures. Maybe, hopefully there'll be a lot more. Maybe in the second block. Any fixtures live, and I can't go to the game itself. We will bring it to you live. We'll bring you full delay coverage of most of the Burnley games, if they're not being screened live on TV. But they will be delayed coverage of them, and there will be live coverage of at least one Sunday Premier League game and maybe one Saturday evening game from the Premier League, but we'll do that in due course after the Euros. Here's Sissoko, hits it well and hit it very well indeed, and it was a tremendous effort with his right foot. He was palmed away rather beautifully by Patricio, and then the cross came in. Sissoko going in by the penalty spot. And in the end, it was an easy one for the goalkeeper, and Sissoko must have burned himself in all of that. But he came mighty close there with a 25-yard thunderbolt. Hit it well with his right foot. There was nothing further on. He had a real good goal there, and he struck this with great venom, great precision. Goalkeeper stretching. He made a very good save down the way to his left-hand side. It was a remarkable bit of goalkeeping. And he's been the busier of the two goalkeepers in this final. 84 minutes exactly now gone. And still we await the opening goal of the 2016 European Championship final between France and Portugal. And Sissoko, bit the old smelling sauce, bit the old Vaseline, bit the old magic sponge. He'll be alright. One of anxious French fans, French supporters who were so jubilant on Thursday night in Marseille. This was the header that he won in collision there with Raphael, and who actually fell on his head. And after it wasn't the initial challenge he hurt himself. It was when Raphael accidentally just fell on his head. But he's all right. Wild horses wouldn't stop him from carrying on in this final. Not when there's a big European international prize at stake here. And up towards Adair now. 5 minutes to go. Looks like being extra time. 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Could be well being for another 30 minutes more, unless Gignac can break forward and do something on it. He's on the right hand side, and Sissoko wants it. Gignac now on his left foot, charged down by two Portuguese defenders. One of them was Raphael, and still we go on with Sagna. Sagna now. Infield it goes, still looking for a breakthrough. Koscielny now to Pogba. Pogba turns, has to pirouette, and he finds his Holding midfielder partner Matuidi. Finds Sanya. Sanya Perez and then turns back on the right hand side. Back in field it goes to Matuidi. Matuidi now to Pogba. Pogba now midway inside the half to Coleman, who's looked a real lively threat since replacing Dimitri Payet midway through the second half. Here's Eder, one of the other subs. He's been bundled to the ground by Matuidi. Free kick. This has been, apart from the last 20 minutes or so, this game has been a sheer disappointment. 4 minutes to go. Here's Nani towards the penalty area. Tries to play a 1-2 with Adair on the edge, and he can't do so. And it's back again. And here comes Sissoko over halfway. Sissoko now over the halfway line towards Griezmann, but he can't get on the end of it, and he's back with Patricio once again. What was the penalty? And well, this has been, well, it's been a well, it looks as if we are going to extra time, folks, and for that we'll have to use a different stream. And to be fair, it would help with the presentation as well, all on one stream of course, but I'll have to fill the time between the final whistle and the trophy presentation, because I'm struggling for things to say up there between then. No, because the first 45 minutes was null and void. There was only one great chance in the match for Griezmann, and that was it really. He forced the save from Patricio, and then there's been a flurry of efforts in the second half, certainly in the last sort of 20 minutes or so, but again, still no troubling the scorers here, as they would say in cricket. To remind you, the videos don't stop when the commentaries are over. There'll be some transfer videos, there'll be some Burnley FC throwback videos to when they were last in the Premier League, promotion winning days, Burnley beating Blackburn. Any games, message me again. We'll bring you more information on those throwback games tomorrow evening, or maybe later on tonight in a different video. But at the moment, it's all about this final. Are we going to see an opportunity for Quaresma inside the area? No, we're not. The ball's going to run out of play. Little man up between Koscielny and him, and a goal kick it is to France. And the moths are still knocking about the stadium. There's moths on the television cameras. There's moths on the field where the players are going through. I don't think the moths, I mean, I'm not going to use the moths as an excuse, surely not, but I mean that's down to a dopey ground staff person. I mean, they left the lights on and there's been a swarm of moths all over, and it's, well, we haven't had a good final, but we've seen some decent wildlife, that's for sure. There's still no goals, and the moths have been more entertaining than the 65 minutes that preceded the last 20. Pogba now for France. Are we going to see one moment of genius in the remaining minute? Maybe from Griezmann. He's got Gignac up ahead. He's about 35 yards out, mind. Here's Sanya on the right hand side. Oh, that was a bit careless there by Sissoko, but he was lucky though. He got the ball back. And here's Sanya now. Early cross in there. Griezmann and I think it was Gignac rather going in there and inside the 6-yard area, and the ball favoured Patricio rather than Gignac in the end. Last 30 seconds of normal time, and then Victor Kasai of Hungary will show us the board, which will give the added time at the end. And I don't think it'll be too much of that, possibly 3 minutes if that. Here's Coleman now down the left hand side rather. We're playing the 90 minutes now. And we'll get an indication that, as predicted, as I thought, it's 3 minutes. So we've got 3 minutes now for one of these two sides to come up with a piece of pure genius maybe and win this UEFA 2016 Euro 2016 final. Gignac trying to flick it on towards Sissoko, wasn't on his wavelength, and the attack again breaks down. Looks like we're going to extra time, folks, here. Looks like we're going to go all the way now in this final. We had some great games that have gone to extra time. Portugal have won extra time before, but remember, in earlier rounds. Of course, that quarter-final when they were first through against the Portuguese. Against Poland. Seems a long time ago now, those quarter-finals, don't they? Week and a half ago down there. But we played the 1 minute of the 3 at the end of this second half, and this final looks as if we're going to have an overtime in this European Championship final unless Everett can dig out a very good cross. Gignac holds the ball up well in the penalty area. Gignac! And he's in the post. Griezmann, he couldn't break through initially, but he's got the ball there. Gignac is in the inside of the post, and somehow he didn't cross the line. And France maybe should be winning this final. They've created the best opportunities, but it just hasn't gone their way. You get this feeling in your stomach that it's going to be Portugal's name on the trophy here. Well, way past the halfway mark, and we've got about a minute and 15 to go. We've got 70 seconds of normal time to go, and still one moment of genius. It takes a second for heaven's sake to score a goal. But my feeling is now Portugal have basically brought all 11 players back into their own half now. They're going for extra time, folks. And I think they've sort of relied on that now. Gignac is offside. Off ball for a moment then. He broke in the air. Good ball in there. Turned Pepe inside and out. Beat the goalkeeper, and he just hit the inside of the post. On another night, that might have bounced right in the net. He did everything right, and he was so desperately unlucky. And do you know what? If that had gone in, on balance of play, I think France would have deserved it. Inside the last 30 seconds of normal time, and that is just, how unlucky can you get? 20 seconds of stoppage time to play. I should also stress it's a minimum. Last chance around now. Can Portugal sneak a goal here? Now need to take the throw. And still we wait. Martinho can't get it forward, and it's easy for Hugo Lloris, who's hardly been tested in the second half, and there we are. End of 90 minutes, folks. We'll be back in about 5 minutes for extra time. They're going to have a 5-minute break. I'm going to take a break for 5 minutes, and we'll rejoin you for the first period of extra time in just a few moments from now. With the full-time score at the end of 90 minutes, France 0, Portugal 0. We'll see you in about 2 or 3 minutes' time.